All right, Slim, welcome
You're
to
welcome.
Thin Crust. Let's start.
Yes.
So, tell me, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Seaside, California. It's about 400 miles from here, up north, Central California.
Yeah.
Uh,
How was your
Mom and
childhood?
dad.
You had a mom and
Yeah, I had
dad.
a mom and dad. There was 7 of us. I'm the second of the oldest. Yeah, we had a reasonable, moderate family life, which I enjoy. You know, there's good times, bad times. It's in anyone's life, but overall, I think I had a good. And from my perspective, I think I had a good upbringing. My mom was a Christian, took us to church all the time, so I got some of my stuff from her. She used to go out and talk to people and witness to people, and so I think some of that might have rubbed off on me. I'm a little more radical, I think, but yeah, I think that rubbed off on me.
Right.
Yeah.
What was your relationship with your father?
It was. I think as we got older, I think we probably grew closer and closer. But we hardly really agreed on anything. But we loved to have talks, and we just go back and forth on stuff. So yeah.
Your relationship with your mom?
Yes, good relationship with my mom, because she had to take care of all of us. So yeah.
How was your relationship with your siblings?
Yeah, for the most part, the ones. Well, me and my oldest brother, we hung out together because the rest of them came later. So we were the ones that hung out most of the time, and still have a common relationship with him even to today.
Tell me, what kind of student were you?
I wasn't a good student. I wasn't a good student. At least that's in hindsight. I think I wasn't that good of a student. But later I had a desire. That's in my older age. I had a desire to want to learn things. So I started reading a lot and trying to understand the world a little better. And then we got into these moral issues. I didn't become a Christian until I was 22, but I and that was around the time where gradually, the LGBTQ issue start becoming a prominent theme in society, in America and even around the world.
What year would you think that was?
I think it was probably way back when, but I think in the 90s, it really started picking up steam when it started becoming a public issue, and and then I kind of got involved. I started wanting to challenge those issues and stuff, and then that became my mainstay. I just not because I hate them. That's what they think. I don't hate anyone, but I disagree with people. Just like they disagree. If they disagree with me, I don't call it hate. If I disagree with them, they call it hate. So there's something wrong with the definitions, that how they apply it and how I apply it. And anytime you challenge their position, you get called out. Bigot, homophobe. I said I'm not homophobic. I'm not. Or I'll play the word game with them.
Which is what?
Well, I'll say, okay, I'm a bigot. I consider myself highly intelligent. I think more people should be bigots. If a boy can be a girl, I can be a bigot. If you can change the definitions of words, I can too, to have different meanings. And then they'll go like this, you're crazy. I say, wait a minute. So I can't change. So if I tell them I identify as a white lesbian, trapped in a black man's body, 14 months pregnant, and I love my husband, and they'll say, you can't. I said, I thought I have a right to be who I want to be or love who I want. And then they'll say that's stupid. So that's why I don't accept it. It's not based on rationale. I'm not trying to deny or defend someone loving someone. You can love it if I tell them I love my sister, she's having my baby. Because love is love. And they'll say, oh, that's all I'll ask them, are you incestuophobic? You know, what you talking about? I said, well, you just said love is love. Can I love who I want to love? Yes. So I can't love my sister sexually. They'll say, oh no. So the Democrats have to pass a law to say it's okay for incest, then you'll support it. See, so you're just doing it under this social justice umbrella, which you haven't thought through. And I challenge people, I use their redefinition of terms to challenge their nonsense, and they can accept it or reject it.
You married, Slim?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me about when you stand out in the corners with your sign. Tell me more about that. What is the message you're trying to send out there?
Well, I've been doing this I've probably been doing this for about 40 years. I didn't start off with the signs. I started off as like street ministry, talking to people, and I realized that everybody's all over the place and how they define things. And but then when the LGBTQ thing became a national issue or state issue in California, then I started making some signs, and I would travel cross country, get in my car, stop in various locations, major cities, even some small cities, walk around with my signs and have engagement with people to try to see where they stood. And surprisingly, the majority of people would agree with me. They were just afraid to say it because the media, the mainstream media, and that they were pushing this agenda hard, and anyone that opposed it would be called names. So most people wouldn't talk about it. But when we had, even if homosexuals would come and talk to me,
You welcome that?
yes, because I tell them, see, they think I hate them because I disagree. But if I say, well, you hate me because you disagree with me, they'll say, no, we don't. I said, well, you guys are confusing. How is it me disagreeing with you make it hate? Do you disagree with your teacher? Do you disagree with your boss? Do you disagree with your wife, your children? Oh, well, then you hate them. See, that's why I say I don't support, and I get passionate, so I get loud. That's why I lost my voice, because I talk too much. See, that's why I don't support special rights. See, special rights are, I can say and do what I want. You can't do it. I can disagree with you, but you can't disagree. I said, well, that's special. That's how we got the KKK. They were special. Black people couldn't say nothing against white people. You can't say nothing against gay people. You could be friends. They will cut you off from the family members, everything, because you don't agree with them. I'm saying, well, that's more hate. Then they'll say, well, Jesus was about love. I said, of course he's about love. But why did they kill him? They didn't kill him because of hate. They killed him because he told the truth and they didn't want to hear it. So the LGBTQ community and those under that umbrella, not everyone. I've talked to some very well-spoken LGBTQ, gay and lesbian people. And so everybody has different temperaments. But that's normal in any. You got some black people that are loud, some black people that are soft-spoken. You got some black people that want to fight everybody. You got some black people, you got white people. So we try to put them in these groups, and that's the worst thing to do, is try to put everybody in a certain group, and if they don't agree with you, I say, well, that's a religion. You're making anyone that disagrees with the LGBTQ, they hate you. I experienced it, I know. And I'm not saying everybody does it. I've talked to gay people that said they believe marriage should be between a man and a woman. But see, they can't go tell their friends. See, that's why it's a special right, not equal. And I'm opposed to, I don't want to say all special rights, but I'm opposed to special rights. When you try to make people accept something that they know is inherently false. That was a scenic route.
Beautiful. Tell me about the good things that come out of that.
Well, my main objective is when I start doing this, I was concerned about the youth, the young people. So, and for me, when I say youth, I'm talking about from the unborn child in the womb that's innocent to I'm saying 25. It could be higher. This group of people have been so indoctrinated by nonsense, and I believe as adults, whether you believe in God or not, whether you're Christian or not, you have a moral obligation, a moral responsibility to protect children. And when adults in power, whether that's a parent, a business owner, a politician, a pastor, is lying to their congregation, the media, to tell people a boy can be a girl. You're born gay. You're not. There's no gene. That means so if I say Adolf Hitler was a great man, he was able to prove that black people and Jews weren't human. And if I lived that time, I would have to accept it. The KKK, the Democrat Party, supported the KKK. Now, if I ask people, do you think this was? No, that was, I say, why? It was legal. The government said, they taught it to kids in school, that black people are not human in America. So parents lied to their children. Why do they lie? Because I get a paycheck every month. I have a nice house, a nice car. I said, then don't condemn American slavery. You're doing the same thing today. You have a nice job, a nice house, nice car, you eat good food. Shh, don't say nothing, honey. Let somebody else speak up because we don't want to be under a bridge. So they use fear and intimidation to keep us from speaking out. And I said, I refuse not to speak out because when people in the past didn't speak out, we got all this nonsense which could have stopped. And we're doing the same today. So they're using the same tactics and they're not gonna change. So I said, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna fight for the kids. I used to go in front of the schools. Kids would give me high five and thumbs up and honk their little electric bike horns and stuff. So I'm just trying to, the reason I stand out there with my signs is because I want to encourage those people that agree with me, stop being ashamed to tell the truth. So I tell them, honk 5 times to officially be a honky, 6 or more times to be a honky 2.0. We need as many honkies as we can get. And I will lay my life down for these children because you're lying to them. And I know many people don't realize they are, but the people that know they're lying, that's what the leaders that know they're lying for a paycheck, for a raise, a promotion, they'll do anything. So you have these lapdogs, whether it's in the church, in the schools, in politics, they run around and follow because they want to get promoted. They want to get a bigger salary, so they throw morals aside. And if any time you live in a society where there's no morals, everything breaks down. There has to be order, but it has to be based on morals. It can't be immoral order.
Tell me about the backlash or the worst things that have happened to you because of your beliefs.
Yeah, I like that. I in a nutshell, because I'm trying to get people to join us, and then when you talk about the bad stuff, then they're already afraid. People don't want to hold the sign. They're already afraid. But I've been physically attacked. I don't talk about it a lot. I've been doing this probably for 40 years, and maybe on 2 hands. So that's not too bad. And nobody does anything. You report it. I got police reports. Everybody's scared of woke. Even the system.
What is woke to you?
It's a lie. And I tell them, hey, I don't need to be woke. I'm already awake. Why do I need to be woke if I'm awake? And I refuse to bow down to nonsense. So and even today, I will debate you. If you want to debate me 2 hours on any of my subjects, we'll get a local location, we'll split the difference, and bring 1,000 people in, and let's debate. If I'm whacked, if I'm stupid, if I'm a bigot, if I'm homophobic, why won't you debate me? 2 hours. We'll agree, we'll sign papers, we'll agree on the terms, and let's do a 2-hour debate and open free to the public.
No
They
takers?
no, they're not gonna do it. And you have to ask, why wouldn't you do that? See, because they're used to calling, but not all of them. I've had great conversations. I was meeting with a transgender. They were mad at me about my sign. They walked by and see it, be upset. So a couple of months later, they came up, we had a nice conversation. I said, look, man, hey, let's exchange numbers and let's go sit down and have some lunch and talk. So they said, okay, let's do that. So we met and had some lunch and had a nice conversation. And I explained, look, I'm a Christian. I don't agree with what you're doing, but you are a human being. I don't care if you're gay, straight, I don't care if you're a drug dealer, if you're a wife beater, if you're a politician. You're a human being. And all human beings should be respectfully treated as human beings. That's a different category than my lifestyle. See, if I'm going around shooting people and you say, hey, don't say nothing to me, I have a right to shoot who I want because that makes me happy. And they'll say, well, you're hurting people. Yeah, that's your opinion. See, if I like doing something you don't like, so if I say I don't like what you're doing, you'll say, well, that's your opinion. So they get to tell you that's your opinion, but when you tell them that, they don't like it. That means anyone can do whatever, and that's why they have a LGBTQAI+. See, because you could do whatever you want as long as you fall under that umbrella. But if you fall outside that umbrella, I thought plus meant everything. Add anything to it. See, they have so many genders that they have to give plus because you can't write them all down. That means you got kids in school that think they're cats. So the school has to provide a little thing for them in the bathroom. How stupid is that? See, once you change the boundaries that God has made, then you have to allow anyone, that's why I'm saying incest will be legal with children. That's why they're going after our children now, but they'll never tell you that until they get laws passed. They say, oh, we always believe that. And I'm gonna fight for those kids. And so that's why I go around, and I'm staying in Temecula because Gavin Newsom is messing with us down here at Temecula because we're trying to tell them in the school there's 2 genders. We're against critical race theory. You're teaching kids to hate people because of their skin color. And you're pushing transgender, telling kids in school, 1st grade, you could possibly be in the wrong body. You could be a boy and not a girl. Taxpayers do not pay you to teach kids that. You teach them reading, writing, arithmetic, and science. If you want to teach your kids that, it's wrong, but that's your kid. You don't take, and Gavin Newsom just passed something, we're trying to fight it back, that in California now, the public schools cannot tell the parents that their children are trans. But if your child doesn't come to school, you have to tell your parents. If they're selling drugs at school, you have to tell the parents. If they're fighting at school, you have to tell the parents. But if they're trans, you don't have to tell the parents. Well, they'll get harmed. We don't want to out them because so the parent won't beat them up if they're selling drugs. Parent won't beat them up if they don't go to school. The parent won't beat them up if they're fighting in school. But only if you're trans, then we have to protect the children. No, we protect all children. But don't take the rights from the parents. You don't pay their bills. You don't buy these kids. Gavin Newsom doesn't put my kids to sleep at night and say, I got a busy schedule, but I'll stop and take the kid to the hospital. No, the parents do that. You're trying to take the rights of the parents away? And I will oppose anybody. I don't care how many degrees you got. That's why I call them, I tell people, I would be willing to take advice from an artificially intelligent machine, but I will never, ever, ever take advice from an artificially intelligent human being.
Interesting. Yes. On your other signs, you have the pro-life.
Yeah, we have
You're
five.
very pro-life?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
tell me
have
about
five
that.
signs because I'm always dealing with the moral issues.
Tell me about that.
If it's not a moral issue, I we can go round and round. I'll talk to anybody about whatever. But my main thing is to talk about moral issues. So I have five signs. One for 5 days a week. Pro-life. Real men support the born and unborn, even in the womb. Because the reason our families are falling apart is because there are no men in the families. And the studies have shown without the man in the house, and the government does everything against that. Before the Civil Rights Act and the Civil Rights Voting Act in the 60s, black families were together. They had their struggles, but they were together. After the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Act for black people, some people say like was about 25%, where there was no father in the home. Now it's like 70%. So if these things, these laws they pass are supposed to be beneficial, why aren't they helping the black family? And why do black people consistently vote Democrat when Democrats do everything to harm them? That's because they use, just like in slavery, they use black leaders, the black preacher, the black educator, people of status, to manipulate their people and tell them the white man care about you. I'm talking about back then.
Yeah.
They used Obama. Obama wanted to be president so bad that he abused his black people, who he claimed to care about. See, this is evil. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, these are evil people. I know it sounds bad, and black people get mad at me. But if these people, Obama was a senator in Chicago for 2 years. Black on black, ain't done nothing about it. But as soon as he's president, that could have been my son. Well, what about all those black kids that were killed when you were senator, president? How come, where were your sons and daughters then, president? See, because the Democrat Party said, we don't care about black poor people because we want them to vote for us. So if we keep them stupid and we put you up there, we got the first, what? Obama ain't done nothing for black people. But he's rich now. He's over $110 million. How did you get that for being a politician for 10 years? How did you get $100 million? See? So he's rich. Well, why don't you go do something for black people, Mr. Obama? Go to your city and say, stop this killing. It's easy to fix it. I get passionate, so.
It's all right. That's what
Yeah.
we're here for.
So this is why I'm gonna do everything in my power to protect these kids. And my power is only limited, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna go on the street corners. I'm gonna start presenting my message. I have to hold a sign, let people drive by and see it, and tell them, honk your horn. Because when they honk the horn, it makes the left, the Democrat Party, upset. And that's what I wanna do. I want you to see that there's a lot of people that agree with us, but because you suppress their right to speak, they're scared of you. I'm not scared of you. And if you want to debate me, let's set it up. So I have 5 signs. Pro-life, transgenderism, mutilates children, it's evil. Jesus is the only answer. Marriage with a rainbow flag, one man, one woman, and no to critical race theory. These are issues that are destroying our nation and our communities, and these are moral issues. And because they're moral issues, I'm gonna deal with them. Either they're true or they're a lie. You're killing innocent babies in the womb. What crime did they commit? You'll let criminals out of jail. You'll give drug needles to people. You'll keep homeless people, but you won't.
Give me a second.
Yeah, so that's why I do what I do, because these are moral issues to me, and the response has been increasing, and they know it. In Temecula, they know. They've called the police on me, tried to shut me down. The police are coming down all the time. Yeah, we got a phone call. I said, yeah, but I'm exercising my First Amendment rights.
Do they know you by now?
Oh yeah, everybody. I think they care about me too. So some police will say, thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate what you're doing. And that's what I'm trying to do, is inspire the people that hold our views. Stop hiding. If you can't stand out with me, honk your horn. You don't realize how powerful your honks are, because I get to see their faces, and it's priceless to me to see the look on their face. And what you'll get is their side is always angry. These are the tolerant, loving people. Everybody has a right to hold their view unless you say something about their worship service. See, they have a god, and it's sex. And if you mess with their sex god, oh, they get angry. Now, it's not that the young people are doing it because they've been taught in the schools. They don't know. You're taking someone's right away. You're denying their right to love who they want to be, love who they want to love. So I'm not blaming the kids. I'm blaming the leaders that know they're lying to the kids. But for a paycheck, for a pay raise, for a status, they'll lie to kids. And you're getting, doctors will cut off the breasts of children. And the government defends that? Then why is lynching black people wrong? That's makes no sense. See, oh, that was wrong. That was legal, lynching black people. Now today it's legal for a healthy breast. I've talked to trans. One trans came out to me, a girl. She just had the operation. So she didn't have no shirt on. So she just had her operation, the stitches, everything, even the bags hanging on her chest. She saw my sign and she was upset. So she came over cursing me out and everything. And I tried to talk, didn't want to talk, but eventually I said, look, once I said, look, I don't hate you. You have a First Amendment right to stand and hold a view you want to hold. And I would never let anyone come up here and physically assault you because of the view you hold. Your side wouldn't do that. Your side would want people to physically harm me because I have a different view. See, I would never harm you because all human beings should be treated respectfully, whether I agree or not. That's a different subject matter, morally. Now, if you have a moral issue, you say, I want you to agree on my immoral behavior. I said, I'm not going to do that. I will lovingly tell you, this is why I don't agree. I asked her, I said, did you have cancer? No. So a doctor can cut off your breast because you want it and you don't have cancer. Why can't they do that with everything else? There are people that believe they shouldn't have a leg or shouldn't have arm. You know why the government doesn't support that?
I've heard that.
Yeah, but the government won't support that because there's no money. You cut their leg off, 2 years later, they might go see the doctors for 2 years, it'll be good. But if you give a boy female hormones or a boy male female hormones and vice versa, that means for 40 years, they'll be coming to you. So you have to ask, why would a doctor, well, there's a lot of money, just like there's a lot of money in abortion. If there was no money, people would stop doing abortions. So they're trying to make this a new issue where they can start bringing younger kids and they're getting parents to accept it because they're calling it, no, that's a lie. See, if you're a serial killer, say, well, I love my serial killer son and I want to protect him and he should have a right to kill who he wants. See, they'll say something wrong with that. Now remember, this is still in the diagnostic statistical manual, psychological manual that said these people have mental issues and you're defending a mental issue because there's money and they're making big money and they have botched so many, you can go online, detransitioners. They have botched so many people's lives, then they shut them out. Ex-gays, they don't want to have nothing to do with them. I said, well, I thought you guys were the tolerant ones. So it's a religion. And if you join it, you benefit. And just because you benefit, that's why people are coming into the country. They're benefiting. I have to pay. Anytime you pay people to do evil, they will do it. and they benefit. So I'm trying to say, no, let's do the right thing, whether we get paid or not, whether they like us or not. We as adults have to stand up for these kids or we're gonna lose them. I think it's already might be too late. And that's why I do it 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. So I'm retired, so I could be traveling, going around the world, but I said, these kids are important. Somebody got to stand up and encourage. I'm not saying I'm the only one. I don't want people to get that misunderstanding. But somebody got to stand up for these kids. And I'm saying, let's stand up in our local communities. Let's stand up here where the kids can see we're standing up for them. So that would embolden them when they're on the school campuses, not to be ashamed to say, and they always try to make me feel bad. You offended my child. My child don't want to go to school now. They always telling me something. But what about our kids? You don't care about our kids getting offended. How come you guys can offend kids? But if we tell the truth and offend them, we're evil. You're lying to them. Aren't you evil? So if I said, yeah, I love Adolf Hitler. He was a great man. They'll say, see, there's something wrong with you. See, it says, so I'm saying let's deal with realities. You have to be an evil or a stupid person not to know this. A man competing with a woman in sports? A man going in a woman? I thought there's no such thing as a woman. Why would a man say, I want to be a woman? We don't know what a woman is. See, they just talk stupid, and what you do is you get mainstream media to promote it. You get the politicians. It's easier to do the stupid, evil stuff because then your bank account will increase. You get to meet famous people, and people thrive off. It's a religion. The LGBT community is original. Not everyone thinks the same way, even under that umbrella. But the LGBT community is a religion. It's a sexual religion. And what they want to do is destroy the mores that God has established. One man, one woman, children. They want to flip it upside down and say, you can't do that. A man, I've talked to tens of thousands of people over the years, all across the country. And I've talked to a man that's a man. He's married to a man that's a woman, and he has a child. And then you talk to women, you say, do you know what a woman is? Well, no, we can't define. Are you a woman? Well, you can't see. See, they know, but they feel obligated to defend the less of these. So they convince themselves, oh, these people are being treated bad because they're a small minority. And we're supposed to protect. No, you're supposed to protect the truth. There's a minority of serial killers. Oh, we should protect them. Even in the prison system, they have men saying they're women and they're putting them in women prisons. It's stupid. So laws in and of themselves do not make things right. I said, laws influence behavior. Bad laws create victims. See, a moral law has to have a moral foundation. And anytime you do something, somebody's going to get offended. The guy that wanted to come in here, he was probably offended. Somebody's going to always, in your family, somebody's going to, the problem is not whether you offend somebody. The problem is, are you intentionally trying to offend them, or are you standing on the truth? If you're standing on the truth and it offends somebody, that's fine. That's why they were offended about Jesus. That's why they killed him. Not because he didn't love anybody. They killed him because he said, you lying. He even called the religious leaders, your father is the devil. I guess that's a loving thing to say to somebody. And he would challenge him. And so I said, I'm a Christian. I'm going to challenge any nonsense. And if you want to sit down and discuss it with me, you might have some legitimate arguments. Okay, I didn't think about that. I'm open to talk with people. And people that have come and talked to me, they have, many times they've apologized after they've talked to me.
Has there ever been a time, like you just said, that'll make you think, where the opposition has said something to you that made you think and rethink some of your
Not regarding this. Not regarding the LGBT. There's nothing logical. There's nothing scientific that they can prove. What's the name of the J gene? If you're born gay, that means somebody in your family is gay way back when, even if it was a recessive gene. So if you don't see and they'll say this is apple and oranges, but that's why I use the same analogy and they get mad about slavery. See, they said black people are born this way, inferior, they're less. They had proof and now gay people are born, we got proof. I said, where's the proof? You just pass laws. Laws don't make something proof. You have the power to pass laws, and people will do things because it's legal, because in our mindset, if it's legal, we think it's moral. That's a mistake. Just because something is legal doesn't make it moral.
Interesting. Yeah.
And this is what happened. Oh, it's legal. All the law said it's okay. Yeah, slavery was legal. Why are you against that? It was wrong. Wait a minute. Wait. So you mean all these educated people back during slavery, you mean you're smarter than them? No, the law has to be based on a moral basis, and that is God's truth. There's truth and there's error. God gave us laws in the physical world, and he gave us moral laws in the spiritual world, and when you push against that and oppose it, it creates destruction. And you have a category of people that benefit out of deception, manipulating, creating harms in families. As long as the paycheck keeps coming, they don't care. As long as people are like me, and I refuse to bow down to that. So I encourage people with my signs. I don't believe because you're white, they're teaching. Parents would come and tell me. My kid, my 6-year-old kid came home crying because the school said because you were white, you're privileged. Why are you teaching kids to hate one another because of their skin color? That's racist. So the people that claim they're not racist, Democrats, they are racist. And they'll use whatever, just like they did back then 180 years ago, they're doing the same thing today. And they use black people. Say, oh, well, why would black people? So, because they like money too. If they don't have no moral values, then they want money. They don't care. So they use our black leaders. And then back then you had black leaders that opposed. Frederick Douglass opposed this. But W.D. Du Bois, he supported it. See, so you're gonna have, so you get black people on either side, white people, Hispanic, on either side. And it's up to us that know the truth to not be ashamed to present that. Whether people accept it or not, I don't try to make people accept what I say, but I will make them pay attention. I'll make them pay. That's why I stand up with my signs. And you notice when you see me, I'm always happy, having fun. They'll drive by, hanging out the window, curse you out. These are loving people. I said, when's the last time you cursed your mother out or your boss? Well, if you cursing me out and you're tolerant and loving, why don't you curse your boss out? Because you might get fired. See, so how is it that you can curse people, certain people out and not other people? That's why you know it's fake. See, because equality would mean across the board. So when my sign is a rainbow flag, and I'll tell them, this is not a rainbow flag, this is the United States flag. And they say, what are you talking about? No, that's the rainbow. Why you take it around? I say, well, you guys took the definition of marriage. So if you're for equality, why can't we take the definition of gay marriage and make it equal? So now a gay marriage is one man and one woman married. Now that's equality. If you can change the definition of marriage to include 2 men and 2 women, why can't we change the definition of gay marriage to include a husband and wife? Now that's real equality, but you're against that. So you're not really for equality, you're for your religion, your sexual religion. And then the pieces don't fit together, right? I mean, just go try to get a screwdriver and try to use it on the wrong one. And see, so they lie. They don't tell you about anal cancer. They don't tell you the wicked stuff that the LGBT. Now, you have some that are monogamous, but the majority of them, I was reading a book, somebody had 500 partners. Because it's sex. And they have to have thrill. They have to get a thrill. So this gets old, so we need something new. So now they want our kids because they want to thrill themselves. This is old. I need a threesome. I'm a swinger. I need to swap my wife. It's all about sex. All about self. You have to please me. Oh, that's bad. You kids are taking selfies. It's always about what. Why don't you give to someone else?
Now, tell me about your ultra MAGA. What's ultra MAGA to you?
Well, that's somebody over the top, I guess. But and this is also a strategic move to get in their heads. I supported Trump because the things he was saying are true. They lying on him, but this is what they do. They lie on people to shut them down. Fear and intimidation. The Democrat Party has since their history in the beginning in the 1800s have used fear and intimidation to shut people up. Burning crosses. So I'm trying to tell people he's not the savior. Some people treat him like he. I said no. The church is supposed to save America, the way we live, but they need a man to stand up that's willing to fight these wackos and expose them. So, and he's doing that. He's not perfect. Well, everybody know Obama's not perfect. Bill Clinton. Biden's not perfect, but notice nobody says nothing about them. See, that's how you know they're fake. They pick who they want, they lie. There's so many Democrat politicians sleeping around with other folks' wives and murdering people. You never hear nothing about them because they're under that umbrella, they get protected. Trump was outside of that. He said, I'm not gonna get bullied by you guys, I'll fight. He loves it. That's why they can't stop him, because he loves it. It's like going to the gas station, fill up your tank. Trump loves fighting them, and he's shown that you could fight them and beat them, and they're losing them. I mean, think, how would Kamala Harris ever be president? Because the system, the Democrat Party said, we want Kamala. Yeah, but you cheated. You kicked Joe Biden to the curb. You didn't do it legally, politically right. See, they can always do wrong because they are about themselves. See, we're by the law. We're for transparency. They lie. And they get the low information people to accept the lies. And I say, well, we got to expose it. You can only defeat a lie by exposing it. Let people see who they really are. See, their power is in discretion, doing it behind closed doors, tricking people, manipulating. But when you expose them and people start seeing, oh man, I didn't sign up for that. That's what they're afraid of. So that's what I'm doing here in Temecula. I'm exposing this stuff because everybody drives by. White people, black people, gay people, straight people, drug dealers, teachers, police officers, medical, fire department, and they see those signs. And one of my signs says, because Christians are cowards, the Democrat Party is going to put us in concentration camps. And that's going to happen. Now, they'll deny it, but once they get enough power, so I hope it's wrong. I hope my sign is wrong, but I'm saying it now. So when the Democrat Party takes power again in the future, that if this happens, I'll say, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you ahead of time. I hope it's not right. I hope it is, but if the Democrats get enough power, they will start killing us. You see, they fire you off your job if you don't get a shot. It's not your body now. Isn't it my body, my job? Well, you're killing some. Well, wait a minute. If they get the shot and it protects them from the virus, how do I kill them if they got the shot and it's supposed to protect them? See, they lie. But on the surface, their lies sound so good. And I deconstruct their lies. And I show people how this is, and they don't know what to say. That's why they won't debate me. I said, you guys want to debate me? They call me all kind of names. And I still today, if you print this, tell them, Slim will debate anybody. Well, not anybody, but somebody that's serious, somebody that really is willing to meet, we'll negotiate, and I'll debate them 2 hours. We'll do a 2-hour debate where they can pick one of my subjects, pro-life, critical race theory, marriage, Jesus the only answer, and transgenderism. Any one of those subjects, you want to debate me, I'll debate you.
Now, you said that you supported Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever a time where you were a Democrat?
Not me. My parents were.
Okay.
And then I was wondering how could they see, because they didn't know either. Even some of my family are still, and for the life of me, I cannot. And this is what's bothering to me. Black people will go to church, say they believe in the Bible, and then they'll support things that the Bible says not true. But we go by the word of God. I said, well, God said marriage between man and woman. Well, so what's happening, the culture has decided you live for God at church, but out in the world, you live like the world. You know, Jesus said we're supposed to be different. So I'm not supposed to sit my God. You stay here, God. I got to hang out with my friends. And then when I come back to church Sunday, I'll pick you up and put you in my pocket again because you are my God. And this is why the culture is jacked up. Christians live like the world. Just think about it. Christians want to be like, the world don't want to be like Christians. Christians want to be like the world. They sleeping around with everybody. They doing drugs. They after the money. They want to be famous. Nobody want to be a Christian because Christians don't live much. We're cowards. We're scared to stand up for the truth. We watch I'm not against that, but you have to ask, how many non-believers watch Christian stuff? 1%? How many Christians watch the world stuff? 90-something%. So how are you going to change stuff? Nobody respects us, just like they didn't respect Biden as president. So they attacked Ukraine. They attacked Israel because nobody respects them around the world. Nobody respects the church in America. We don't stand up for nothing but a paycheck. Everything we do is in a building where we hide and say, God is so good. Oh, he's so well. Oh, didn't the Spirit of God move today? But I said, how come the Spirit of God don't move out there? Oh, well, I don't want to lose my job. Okay, so you love money more than you love God. And I'm not saying be ignorant, do stupid stuff, but you have to ask why. I talk to so many people and I listen to what they say and the Christian, I agree with what you're saying, but I can't say anything. Why not? I have a house. My kids eat good. I'm not giving that up, but I surrender all for God. See, we're lying. So both sides are lying. The church is lying. I'm not saying everybody. And the secular world is lying. That's why we keep losing, because you don't have real men and real women that will stand up no matter what the cost to defend what's right and what honors God. And I want to be one of those that will do that.
So what would you consider your relationship with God is?
Oh, deep. I'm not perfect. I don't believe that he was the only perfect man. Okay. But today in our culture, everybody, Jesus is a smorgasbord. You just go get what you want. You pay, go in, you eat. You like chicken, you get chicken. You like steak, you get steak. You eat whatever you want. No, that's not how it works. But that's how the conception. So what's happening is we're teaching two gospels. Biblical Christianity at the church building, for the most part. American Christianity in the world.
American Christianity?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That's a term I've coined where Christians will live one way at church. So if they'll go to the Catholic Mass or the Protestant church, they'll live right. See, they can't act a fool at church because people are watching them. But then when they go on their jobs, American Christianity, they live just like the world. They're in the Playboy magazines. They tell dirty jokes. But I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. Listen to foul music, foul language. So that's American Christianity. And people like that. So I can say, oh yeah, I still love God because I go to church. I even put some money in there. But you don't live like a Christian. You want to be like the world, so you want to have both. You can't straddle the fence. That hurts trying to walk. If you straddle the fence and you try to walk, that hurts. Male or female. But we like that because then I can say, oh, I still love God. Oh, God is so proud. Look, I got a cross. Look, I got a cross. Yeah, but you living in sin. You selling drugs. You sleeping with somebody else's wife, right? You are raping kids, stealing from your job, but you love Jesus. Nobody knows what loving Jesus is. You're gay. You want to be a gay marriage, and you say you go by the Bible. See, you're lying. And I'm not afraid to tell people that because I love people more than to lie to them so they'll like me. And this is what we're teaching our children. Lie to people so they will like you. I said, well, you disrespect your own self. The fact that you need a friend that bad, you will lie to your own. Now, notice we won't lie about these other things. My kid says, Daddy, there are monsters under my bed. You're right, son. There are monsters under the bed. No, we'll turn the light on and say, no, see, honey, there are no monsters under there. See, if you lie to him, say, oh, you're right, there are monsters under the bed, and you play this game year in, year out, you're lying to your kid. Why would you lie? Well, I love him. So lying to people, Adolf Hitler loved Germany. So we need more people like Adolf Hitler because he loved Germany, so he was killing people. It's good, yes, more of it. Yes, a boy can be a girl. Let's lie to him because we love him. See how we don't notice? If you're lying to somebody, you don't love them. You love yourself. So you will lie to people so you will benefit. Either that benefits you in protecting the person you're lying for, or it protects you personally. That's why people do it. Now, most people won't tell the truth because it'll hurt. So what am I going to do? I'll lie. But if I put Jesus on there, I love Jesus, now I don't feel bad about it. And God is offended when we do this. That has nothing to do with perfection. I don't believe in holy perfection. There was only one man, Jesus, that lived perfect. However, people that just live in sin and justify it and say they're a liar, and they're going to stand before God. He said, not everyone that said to me, Lord, Lord, Matthew 7:21. Not everyone that said to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those that do the will of my Father. Many will come to me that day. Have I not prophesied in your name, cast out demons, and did many good works in your name? And Jesus will say, I never knew you. Depart from me. There's a lot of people that are going to go straight to hell, not because God wants you to go to hell, but you don't listen to him. Because we're not afraid of God. We're afraid of man. He'll fire me off my job. So I'll do. You need to come in. But I'm off today. You need to come in. We need you. Okay. See, God say, I need you to stand up for righteousness. Well, God, so the church is screwed up. And the church is listening more to the culture than they are to God, because then they can get big crowds. They can get a lot of money. They can entertain them, make them feel good. I'm not saying it's all wrong. It's just the culture doesn't see God out in the public. And if you don't see Christians in the public, I want them to see me out there. Not because I'm better than you or anybody else, but I know there's certain truths, and if the Christians that claim to know the truth are afraid to stand up for it out there, there ain't gonna be no truth.
So you believe that, or is it your belief that nowadays more of these religious leaders, they're more worried about keeping the seats warm?
I think, and I have to be cautious because I don't know motives of people, but I could say, yeah, there's certain Christian leaders that they're doing it for. Now they've convinced themselves they're doing it for the right reason. They're going to stand before God. That's fine. But you know, you have to have the money to have a big building or to pay. And there are people that are still telling the truth for the most part, and they get flack too. But there's this gradual shift where the church seems to always be the one that eventually takes the culture side instead of God's side. And if you read the Bible, it was all through the Bible. The religious people, God's people, always doing what the culture. God said, don't do. Now, everything is not bad. Even in the culture, everything's not bad. But what happens is God's people are always the ones that find a way to be like the culture instead of more like Christ. And it's destroying us because our kids are watching us. That's where they learn from. So if I don't stand up for Christ because of the cost, the kids aren't going to stand up. And that's how the left wins. They know the kids. So the next 20 years, they're going to have our kids, even the kids in the church. Because the people that don't believe in God, and more people are turning away from God because they've been lied to. And then when they become the leaders, the churches, the kids in the church then are going to start following them too. That's why we are now. That's why we don't know if that whether a boy could be a girl or girl. Why don't you know that? All the science tells you a boy cannot be a girl or girl. And I'll even tell people, I will put $50 of gas in your car. Do you have a car with unleaded gas? I'll say, I'll fill your tank up with diesel. Because gas is gas. You know, it don't matter. No, the book said your car runs on unleaded gas. So why, I asked the girl, I said, would you let me fill your car up with diesel? She said, no. I said, why not? Isn't gas gas? Can a boy be a girl? Yes, a boy can be a girl. Well, how come gas can't be gas? See, they know. And if society said diesel and unleaded were the same, and they made a law, you know how many fools would actually do the stupid stuff? It's because we'll say, well, it's legal. They said it's okay to do it. No, is it morally right? If it's not moral, if I know you're allergic to peanut butter, and I make a sandwich for you, peanut butter and jelly, and I know it, that is immoral. But if I make you a ham and cheese, it doesn't affect you. See, that's not immoral. If you like red cars and I like black cars, it's not immoral. If you want to run me over with your red car, now that's immoral. So if we can't teach people what is morally right, and if the church, which claims to stand on the truth, can't stand up publicly for what they do, these pastors are scared. They've been preaching to the people for 20 years in the same church. People come in safely, free will, they come in, sit down, you preach to them the power of God. But if you brought one of these pastors in these communities out on the public street, they would run home crying because all they know how to do is talk to the captive audience. No flack. I mean, they get some stuff, but so our leaders, our college professors, biblical college professors, they won't talk to nobody. Oh, we just pray. Oh, we just preach the gospel. They don't know how to talk to people. That makes no sense to me. And that's why we're where we're at today. I want to try to change that.
Slim, what is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have of you?
Oh,
what would you say?
Well, it's all of those. I'm a racist. I'm hateful. I'm a bigot, homophobic, transphobic. They're all lies. And when people come and talk to me, see, they won't. I say, come talk to me. Stop yelling out of the car. Come in. They don't want to talk. Now, the ones that do, we have comment. One lady came up to me and said, I was afraid to come and talk to you. I said, why are you afraid? I don't bite no more. I used to. So we kind of laughed. Yeah, I was so nervous to come and talk to you. I said, you shouldn't be nervous to come. I want people to come, and I want people that disagree with me to come talk to me. But be respectful. Yeah. Come talk to me. You could say whatever you want. It's be respectful, because I'm going to be respectful with you. And once I talk to, most of the people I talk to, once they talk to me, I think they may not change their mind, but they have a different thought about who they. That means because they're listening on social media, everybody's saying bad stuff about me.
Why would they call you racist?
Because nothing has to make sense. Why would they say a boy could be a girl? Yeah. See, for them, anything that doesn't make sense, they use, and they try to, because it'll shut people down. See, it won't shut me down.
Have you ever said or done anything racist in their eyes?
No, it's because I don't agree with. I just don't agree. How could a black person, now black people can be racist too, but how would me as a black person be racist to a black person? See, this is stupid. No, these are talking points. And what I found over the years is that every group you talk to has a number of talking points. And they all say basically the same. They may reword it. So they're about 15 talking points. You can go to whoever you talk to. And then once you learn how to deconstruct those talking points, then you realize they don't have nothing. And that's what I do. So I try to learn. That's why I want people to talk to me to this, because I want to understand, how did you come to this conclusion about the position you hold? So one guy said his daughter was upset with me, a high school student. So they have to come pick her up now. She didn't want to walk home or nothing because she identified as they, them. So he came and talked to me. We had a nice conversation. But he's convinced that he needs to defend. I said, how you defend, you're changing the meanings of words. How is your child going to be they, them? And where did your child learn that at the school she's going to? So in order to fit in and belong, because you get patted on the back. If you're trans, you come out trans, or a boy to a girl, everybody surrounds you and high fives you and love people. I want people to like me, so you decide. And then your friends will bother you. Yeah, you should be a they, them. You know how cool that would be if you're a they, them? And then finally they get pressure. I'm a they, them. Oh, let's celebrate. So you're celebrating a lie. And you're lying to kids. And the principal, the teachers, well, now some of them won't lie. Some of them will tell the kids, but they have to be very discreet on how they do it because they don't want to lose their job. So I talk to them.
So do you believe that the system in place now is purposely trying to make our children weaker?
Yeah, they want to destroy them. They want them sexually. Oh. Adults want kids. They want younger kids because they're innocent. Sexually. They want something new. It's always they want something new because it's a selfish sex drive. And I can't speak this absolutely for every individual, but it's this sex drive. It's become a religion, and they want to experiment with everything. And children are the next innocent people to experiment. And if they get enough power, they will pass laws and say it's okay. The fact that they're taking kids away from parents. I've been up to Sacramento fighting this stuff. The Capitol. They pushing stupid bills. One person was speaking. He said, they took my child away because I wouldn't affirm them as a boy as a girl. Somebody came up to me a few months ago and said, yeah, I had to go to court. I wouldn't call my 13-year-old a girl, so I'm providing for the child. They took the child away from me because I will not call them what they're not. The courts. This is a judge that's supposed to have common sense, but he has to go by the law. Well, what if the law is wrong? Well, he can't say nothing about that because he'll lose his job. No, you have to do what's right. If the law is wrong, you either resign and say, I can't do this and get another job. You do not take kids away from a parent because they will not acknowledge a boy as a girl. And because the parent even if the kid does not acknowledge it, the courts will side with the parent that agrees. So the kid say, no, I'm a boy. But one parent says, no, you're a girl. And the courts will defend that, just like they defended slavery, the courts. So it's not because it's legal, is it moral? And if you, especially if you say you're a Christian, then you need to resign. You need to get you a different job. If you can't say, no, this law is wrong and I refuse to do this, I'm going to resign and get me another job. I'm going to retire, whatever. See, we don't do that because we love money. We love the prestige. We love the comfortable life. It's not sinful, but I have to make decisions. Is this moral or immoral? And if you're defending, if you're a leader, someone with power, a pastor, telling their members that a boy can be a girl, something's wrong with that pastor. And if a parent is telling their children, well, I love my child, well, then don't lie to them. Do you like your child lying to you? No. So why are you going to lie to your child and say, I love, did you get the money? Did you take the money out? No, Dad, I didn't take the money. See, lying hurts people. So if you're lying to people, you're not loving them. But see, we've convinced society if you lie to people, it's a sign of love. If you tell the truth, it's a sign of hate. And everybody's scared to tell the truth. That's why I stand on the corners. Because I want them to say, don't be ashamed, honk your horn. Honk them. I want a symphony of horns going off. And when they get the truck drivers, we go, I get to see the left face. I say, come talk to me.
Does that feel for you?
Well, I know, because I know I enjoy it because I want them to see, and then it kind of shuts them down. See, they do it to us, but they can do it violently. I don't do it violently. I'm always having fun, smiling, laugh, throwing kisses at them. They have a dog in the car. I say, hey, what's the name of your cat? That is a beautiful cat. I say, wait a minute, you believe a boy can be a girl, but a dog can't be a cat? How come the Democrat Party is the only party that can redefine terms, and when you do it, you're ignorant, you a fool, you're a racist, a bigot, homophobic? See, they name call. And most people don't want to be called names, so they shut down. I said, you ain't gonna shut me down. I know certain truths. Now, if I don't know something that's true, that's a different subject. If I know something that's true, you are not gonna stop. You want to tell me that traffic light is a butterfly because it's legal? You can call it a butterfly, but I will never call a traffic light a butterfly. I mean, how stupid do you think I am? Well, see, there's money usually involved. So if you go along with the program, you get benefits. So people know, most people know, they know, well, I can get benefits. So I'll go along with it. If I could be a girl today, I'll get a benefit. We get our flags and we get parades. And I tell Black Lives Matter, man, you a racist. All lives matter. Why are you gonna say the KKK were wrong? Black Lives Matter, BLM is racist. You think you special because you black? What? Skin color is not a behavior. Everybody's born a color. Not because you did something, so they're lying again. There's a cake, we white, what made you special because you white? Your skin color doesn't make you, there was some ignorant white folks back in the day. White trash, they call them. They couldn't read or write. You had black people who could read better than some ignorant white folks, but because their skin color, they were better. See, it's a lie. So just because you black don't make you better. They putting black in DC, I'm in DC, they got it painted all Black Lives Matter. But if you can we put Jesus matters? Can we also take a big street and paint Jesus matters? No. Why not? See, because evil people don't care about the truth. They manipulate people, and we, those of us that know the truth, have to challenge it. And I'm gonna challenge it, because I could be traveling around the world doing other things, but I care about these children. And I think we as a people, the parents, the principals, the police, and they're getting encouraged now because they hear and see. I mean, they'll tell me, I see the people on the horses, the police, hey, come on. Yeah, thanks, man. We appreciate what you do. I just wanted to let you know. People come up to me all the time. Thank you for what you're doing. Now, if we weren't here, and I tell people, if we weren't here, people would just be going about their business. So we're presenting our message publicly. So, because I want everybody, this is our social platform. They can't shut us down. They gotta watch. You can't run the red light. You gotta sit there for 1 minute till the light. You look down on you look at your phone and just ignore me. But you gotta sit there. Then you gotta hear people honking their horns. And you don't know what to do because you can't go. Then I say, some of these people probably never prayed in their lives. Now they're praying, Lord, please turn this light green. I'm sick and tired of hearing these horns. I'm sick and tired of seeing that food out there. Lord, please turn that light green. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Then they drive off. So I'm saying I'm gonna let everybody is gonna see it. Bus drivers, police officers, fire department, kids, store business owners, lawyers, doctors, they're driving. School buses, they're driving by. Luxury buses that are going on vacation, even they drive by. and the kids will be in the bus, these luxury buses, and I say, take pictures, share it with everybody. So, because they don't see our side standing up. And we have the power to change things if we would just, and be discreet. You don't be hateful. I'm never hateful. There have been close calls, but I kind of maintain myself pretty good.
Now, Slim, what is a very important positive message that you want to leave behind for the people? Is it something that you want to
Well, we just got to stand up for the truth, and we have to decide, and that's going to look different for everyone. But I have to say, how much am I willing to lay my life down for the truth? I know everybody can't answer that question in the affirmative, but I think everyone should think about that. How much am I going to stand up for what's right, or be silent and let wrong? Edmund Burke said, when good people do nothing, evil triumphs. So we think by being silent, and we'll say, well, God will take care of it. And I'm saying, no, yes, God can, but he uses us. He doesn't need us, but he uses us. And if God's people are afraid to stand up, if you say if you're not a Christian, you still should stand up. But if you claiming to be a Christian, I tell you, get out of the church. Maybe I don't have a right to say that, but get out of the church. If you're not going to stand up for what's right, if you're not going to live right, stop lying to people, telling people you're a Christian. You're not. But it's easier for your life if you tell people you living just like them. There's no difference. And I'm saying this is killing us, and it's killing our children. That's why they have no direction. They don't have enough leaders, and the kids need fathers. They need to see men standing up. Kids, they grow up all their lives with the mothers. We're losing the men. Either they're in prison, they're working everywhere. So the kids need to see men showing men, boys, how to be men, how to go through this ritual transition from boyhood to manhood. And if they don't have men to show them the way, that's why we're having all these problems. There's all this confusion. And God has given us that responsibility to train the child up in the way that he's supposed to go. And the women that's why he made it. The women are supposed to be the model for the girls. We're supposed to be the model for the boys. But there's not enough of us around. Or we're being vilified in the media. Men are stupid. Now women are beating up 10 men on TV. I mean, there ain't no woman gonna beat up no 10 men. It's a movie, but the kids, that's what they see. It's our young people see these rappers and movie stars shaking their behind with tight stuff on their butt. That's what they want to be like, because that's famous. They don't see people saying, no, honey, that's wrong. We don't do that. That's wrong. We stand up for what's right. So it's going to be hard. So that's the main message. Stand up for the truth. You have to decide what that looks like and how much you're willing to sacrifice to stand up for the truth. But every human being, especially if you're saying you're a Christian, if you're not a Christian, you still should do it. But if you're saying you're a follower of Christ, you stand up for what's right. You have to decide how much you're willing. If you have to lose your job, you have to decide, am I willing to do that? If you're willing to lose family members, you have to decide, am I willing to do that? Willing to get kicked out of the church? You personally have to decide, how much am I willing to stand up for the truth that honors God? And that's what I'm gonna do. I may not do it perfectly, but that's my objective, and I want to encourage other people. It's not hard, and and we need people to help us hold these signs. So if we get 300 people, there's 114,000 people in Temecula. They say 52% are Christian. Yeah, okay. I don't know where they get those statistics. That's 50-something thousand people supposed to be Christian in Temecula. We can't get 300 people to hold signs 2 hours once a week. Something wrong. Something wrong.
Slim, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was great.
Yes, I talk a lot.
I love it.
I love talking.